almost never born. Despite all these tough times, I often ask myself, if I don't try hard for them, then who will?
Hi everyone, welcome to the first episode of The Way of Youth. My name is Xiang Shen and the host for the very first episode of this podcast. The Way of Youth is a Suka Gakkai Singapore podcast series that celebrates the journeys of our youth division members in conjunction with Suka Gakkai International's 50th anniversary. Each episode will highlight a personal story of growth, dreams, hope, resilience based on our Buddhist practice and ultimately contributing to society in our own ways. To kickstart this series, we're happy to have Si Hui over here to share with us her story.
Hi everyone, I'm Si Hui.
Thank you, Si Hui, for being our first guest for this podcast series. Would you be able to give our audience an introduction of yourself as well as how you pick up this faith?
So my parents were already practicing natural Buddhism when I was born. So what sparked my faith journey was when I was 16 years old.
16 years old sounds like I think O-level period, right?
Yep, you're right. That year, I was constantly sick and underperforming in my studies. So I vividly remember my dad being called in to drink kopi with my school principal.
Wow, that sounds like a teenage nightmare, right?
Yeah, that's right. So at that time, my dad told me very strictly, in Buddhism, you either win or you lose. There's no middle ground. So that was the first time I began to seriously chant for an hour every morning before my revision. Yeah, so it was also then that I had the wisdom to discuss with my dad about the most effective approach for my revision.
Which is like what?
Yeah, I made it a priority to take care of my health by ensuring that I got enough sleep, and nutrition meals, and reduce intake of unhealthy snacks. So eventually, I did well enough to enter junior college of my choice.
So it sounds like it's a period of a turning point for you, not just academically, but also in your faith practice as well. Yeah. Now, so moving forward, I know that you're actually working in the healthcare sector. Why not we play this small game? I'll be asking you a series of questions. Then I, myself, and maybe the audience over here will actually try to guess what you work in the healthcare sector. Shall we?
Sure.
Okay. First up, you tell us like what is a typical day in the life when you're working?
Yeah, so I analyze people's movement, plan their exercise program, and educate them on these points.
Oh, so it's like you plan exercises for your group of people. Yeah, so in terms of interaction, do you really interact with people or do you do more of data analysis, etc.?
Yeah, so I interact with a lot of people, and then there's also a lot of hands-on tasks, and also constant learning.
Okay, so interesting. So you were talking about movements, then you're working with people. Sounds to me like a very frontline healthcare professional kind of job. Okay, one last question. So what is the most memorable or the thing that you're actually very proud of regarding your job?
Yeah, when I see my patients regain their ability to manage simple daily tasks such as just getting up from bed or walking to the toilet, it filled me with a strong sense of meaning and accomplishment.
Okay, so gathering from what you have said, so I think you work with people, doing exercise. Guess like you're actually a very frontline kind of healthcare professional. Don't think you are doctors. I don't think you're actually nurses as well. Let me guess. Can't be podiatrists. So I'm actually guessing it's physiotherapists.
Yes, you're right.
Oh, okay. The audience, I don't know if you get it right. So I think as a physiotherapist, you all actually work very closely with the patients to actually help them regain their actually normal abilities through exercises as well as some education. Yeah, so I think it's a very challenging job for you guys. So, but why you decided to move into this profession of physiotherapist?
Yeah, so you know what? I was almost never born.
Oh, what happened?
Yeah, so my mom was diagnosed with preeclampsia when she was expecting me. So it's a very serious medical condition where a pregnant woman develops high blood pressure, which can damage the baby's health and development. Yeah, so in my mother's case, it was so severe that the doctors advised my parents to abort me, and I was at risk of premature birth at just 24 weeks. Yeah, so that's why I said I almost didn't make it to this world.
I'm so sorry to hear about your mom's had to go through everything. Must be a very stressful period for your family at that time.
Yeah, I wasn't aware about what my parents went through until much later in life, but learning that definitely made me realize how fortunate I am to be alive, and it's all thanks to my parents' resilience and their good fortune to be able to meet good doctors and nurses. So that's why I made it to this world.
So is it because of this episode that actually led you to want to choose a healthcare profession as your career?
Yeah, we can say that. It definitely pointed me towards that direction. And through prayers, I was fortunate enough to secure a part-time job at one of the acute hospitals in Singapore. It was definitely an eye-opener. It gave me a lot of opportunities to interact with various healthcare professionals to understand about their jobs.
Like what examples do you have?
So during my stint in the physiotherapy department, I witnessed how patients with stroke improve from not being able to get up from the bed to be able to get out and walk themselves with minimal or no assistance. Yeah, the joy I witnessed from both the patients and the therapists inspired me so much.
Yeah, I think from the way you are sharing with me, I can see your joy and satisfaction from your job.
Yeah. So I also remember this guidance shared by second president of Soka Gakkai, Jose Toda, in a book, Wisdom for Creating Happiness and Peace, that everyone's ideal job is one they enjoy, which is beauty, that offers financial security, which is benefit, and allows them to contribute to the society, and that's good. And at that point in time, I thought that this job perfectly aligned with the qualities shared by him.
I'm kind of like very interested in how you put your career thoughts surrounding this guidance by second president of Sokakai regarding beauty, benefit, and good. Yeah.
It wasn't easy though. Yeah, so embarking on this physiotherapy career came with its own sets of challenges. So for one, it's academics. It was very demanding, and there was also the physical side of handling patients, especially for someone of my small frame. Yeah, nonetheless, I pressed on with my decision to pursue physiotherapy, and it's really based on fervent prayers that gave me courage to chase that dream.
All of us went through COVID. We know that actually frontline healthcare workers, it's a very, very tough job. And nobody goes to the hospital in high spirits and being cheerful, right? Yeah, so unless maybe they're going to give birth, but most of the times patients go to the hospital because of a concern to seek treatment with. Yeah, so how do you actually cope with such challenging and so demanding environments?
Yeah, so you're quite right. I also have a lot of challenges. So I see a lot of patients with neurological conditions. So they frequently face emotional distress due to their sudden change in their mobility and their cognitive functions. Some may even ask questions like, can I return to my pre-morbid state? Or could I have avoided this if I had come to the hospital earlier? So engaging in all these discussions about their conditions or about their therapy goals can be both very difficult and heartbreaking. But of course, I have to maintain my professionalism. Yeah, so I tried to offer support in any way I could throughout their journey, or just by simply listening or sharing lighthearted jokes together.
I see.
Additionally, I also encounter patients who are terminally ill or passing on. So there have been many instances where I felt emotionally drained and experienced burnout.
That must be very tough for you because especially as a young lady actually just entering the workforce, you have to actually deal with so much pain, life and death instances.
Yeah, on top of that, I also felt a strong sense of disappointment when my patients did not improve as much as I had hoped. So at times, I would really doubt my abilities and wonder if they would have been better off being treated by my seniors.
From what you're saying, I can sense that you have actually a lot of challenges as well as a lot of self-doubt. Yeah, so how do you actually continue to break through in your job scope?
Yeah, so despite all these tough times, I often ask myself, if I don't try hard for them, then who will? Yeah, so I chanted to have the wisdom to improve my knowledge and skills, and also very fortunate to have really great seniors who I can learn a lot from. Yeah, and I know I need to elevate my life condition through chanting and to seek from Ikeda Sensei. So this led me to reading the New Human Revolution on my bus journey to work instead of just napping. Yeah, so all these small little actions allow me to bring hope to my patients when talking to them, reminding them that their life is very precious and there are a lot more valuable things that they can still do in their lives.
Sometimes I do realize that, okay, when we go through all this journey, it can be very lonely and also very depressing. Yeah, so how do you actually manage to go through this?
So sensing the challenges that I was going through, my fellow Soka Gakkai comrades rallied around me and encouraged me to press on and manifest my true potential as a Buddha. I can still remember one night where the women division leaders, they arranged a chanting session with me, and sensing that I was in the right condition. But I was always working very late, and then as per usual that night also. But you guess what? They waited. Yeah, they waited for me
so
until
nice
late
of
at
them.
night.
Yeah, okay.
So that we could chant together. Their warmth really touched me, and it was at that point where I made a determination to reignite my practice and remain undefeated by my situation. But I must say it was very, very tough. But you know what kept me going? So seeing my patients' faces light up when they could do something that they couldn't do before, simply just like standing up, taking a few steps, or going to the bathroom on their own. Yeah, so I also witnessed the fighting spirit in some of them, where they practice the exercise homework that I give them very diligently. They kept doing even more diligent than me when I exercise. Yeah, and when they say thank you, especially from the most difficult patients, yeah, you know that all the hard work was worth it.
I think because they want to actually get well, that's why they really do it very diligently.
Yeah.
But I guess your perseverance as well as a commitment to contribute back to your patients' well-being, actually felt by your patients. That's why I think they must be very appreciative of of all your effort.
Yeah, so it's really through consistent practice, I started to view things positively.
Nice.
My knowledge and skills improved, and I became more efficient in managing my workload and the additional responsibilities I had taken on. I also met many Buddhist gods, which is a term for protective functions in Buddhism, so in the form of many seniors and peers supporting me throughout. Yeah, it was a powerful reminder of how our faith can provide the strength and wisdom to navigate even the most demanding situations.
You actually started this faith due to your health condition back when you were in your younger school days. Yeah, so since then you actually entered into the workforce, then you are now a very good physiotherapist in your job scope of field, then and also contribute back to your patients and also the society. So what other further episodes strengthens your faith in Nichiren Daishonin Buddhism?
I've always prayed that I want to be able to improve my physio skills, and then an incredible opportunity came along. I was offered a chance to apply for scholarship to further my studies. Yeah, and I chanted throughout the entire process, specifically for the wisdom to choose a course where I could learn the most and truly fulfill my mission wherever I will be for that year. Yeah, and it was a very challenging process, but with the help of my bosses as my Buddhist gods, I was eventually offered the chance to pursue a master's degree in London.
Oh, that's so nice to hear.
Yeah. So I sense that this overseas opportunity must have been my mission. And it was during that time that I pondered deeply on what I need to accomplish as a practitioner of Nichiren Buddhism and as a genuine disciple of Sensei. So through prayers, I made a determination to exert myself wholeheartedly both in Coursera and in studies to show actual proof of this faith. Yeah, and to perform my role as a global citizen, as what Sensei always teach.
Yeah, that's true. It's true. Yeah.
So then I eventually took up the scholarship, and then there were definitely times I would doubt myself about the choices again. Yeah, so but remembering why I was there and rereading Sensei's encouragement about how you shouldn't shy away from difficulties and the purpose of the education, that kept me going. Yeah, so I'm also really truly grateful for to Ikeda Sensei for him actualizing worldwide Coursera, and more importantly, I gained many more friendships, Kufu experiences in SGI UK, and knowledge and insight which I'm bringing back to my workplace. Still trying.
So seeing how you've gone through all the various struggles in your life and grown from all this episode, how do you actually keep yourself going forward in the future?
Yeah, I would think that is to embrace challenges as opportunities for growth. Yeah, I'm also striving to be a courageous agent for Coursera, where our life revolves around Coursera, a greater cause, and everything will fall in the best direction.
You have been such an inspiration, Sihui. Yeah, so last but not least, this year is actually SGI 50th anniversary. And what does SGI 50 means to you? And actually, do you have any determination going forward?
Yeah, so SGI 50 represents the dedication and efforts of our pioneer members and leaders for worldwide Coursera. It also serves as a reminder for me to renew my determination to strive not only for myself, but also for the growth and happiness of the people around me. Yeah, so together we can continue to make a positive impact in our communities.
Thank you very much, Sihui, for actually sharing us how you advance in your life through Nichiren Daishonin Buddhism. Yeah, so despite all the challenges you have faced in your life, I think you did make a very big contribution to the society and to the well-being of your patients. Thank you everyone. We have come to the end of today's episode. Hope you are inspired by Sihui's personal experience. Do remember to give a like if you enjoyed today's episode, and remember to subscribe to our socials and share this clip. I'm Xiangshen, and we shall see you in the next episode of The Way of Youth. Bye bye!